What is going on, everybody? My name is Northy, and I am very, very excited to be coming at you right now with my first Teamcoach preview for this season 2022. I've missed doing this. It's one of my favorite videos to make. I get to talk tactics, talk really fun stuff with you guys. And the good thing about this season is I'm starting from the very first round, or the very first possible round, really. As I mentioned previously, the Teamcoach site was not open, and the cards had not been released before round 1, which was really strange. Would have really liked round 1 to be where we started all, but nonetheless, we are here. Round 2, as you can see in the top right, ends in 5 hours, a little under 5 hours. However, the interesting thing about that is that we are already past the first game of the round. We have had Carlton versus the Western Bulldogs already happen. So, what that means for the week is that a lot of people are going to have, if they've got it, Paddy Cripps in their lineups. They're going to have, I believe, Aaron Norton had a really good game, so I'd imagine he's going to be in a lot of people's lineups. However, if people are not paying attention, they may have the likes of Bailey Smith in there, when they really shouldn't, considering this was his first ever round where he did not play. He's been playing every single round since his debut, and this last week, round 2, or last night, more specifically, is the very first game ever, I believe, in his career that he has missed. So, what that means for the week is that a lot of people are going to be making their teams ahead of time, since we already know the results, and they haven't done anything to address this. I can only assume that round 2's results are going to stay the same. They're not going to punish anyone who chooses any Carlton or Dogs player. So what that really means is Teamcoach 2022 is off to kind of a really sketchy start, but I am kind of going to go through everything once again because a lot of people may be new to this. I did a lot last year, so for all the new people to the channel, you may be wondering, what is this video? What are you doing here today on the Teamcoach site? I like to do my recaps and reviews for the Star Powers and Top Team games, as well as doing my Teamcoach tips here as well. The Teamcoach site does a lot to help out with that. The site isn't very much changed from the previous season, but nonetheless, a lot to still be really happy with and excited about. Now, I am planning to do a live stream today, right after this video is uploaded at 5:30, so be sure to tune into that one. But the good thing about that stream is that it's going to be happening before round 2 ends, and we can no longer put in our results. So the good thing is I can go after opening the 2 boxes, put in all the codes, and then change my team from there, see whether we can get anything new. But nonetheless, really excited to see what 2022 has to hold. Now, the thing with today is that it's not going to be my final teams, but I am going to show off everything I've got for the moment, and from there, keep moving. But players like Lou Parker probably will be changed up with Tim Membry from the box break that I did, unless Tim Membry is not playing or he's not getting the disposals as I am used to. But Luke Parker played very well alongside Isaac Heaney in round 1, so I thought it'd only be smart to put those 2 in, considering I have both of them. And I was thinking maybe put Darcy Parish in instead, because he looked like he had a bit of a quiet game, even though he had 34 disposals. And Isaac Heaney played out of his skin. But nonetheless, I'm going to keep with the team I've got here. I'm not confident in it, but the one I was most confident with was Paddy Cripps. He went absolutely crazy to start the week off, leading the Blues to a 2nd straight win to start off the season. Blues looking really dangerous this year, which is exciting for Blues fans after all the hardship they've been going through. But Paddy Cripps, I've selected him. Probably going to be a smarter option, considering that it looks like Paddy Cripps will be the outstanding performer for the week, unless someone goes crazy. And then Indigenous and Multicultural is a very interesting one because it's a lot of small forwards and an odd on-ball players. So I'm going to go with Carl Amon, because I believe he kind of finds himself on the half-back line, but can get a lot of disposals racked up. And you can see he was the highest performer in the game points. I'm not sure what the rank is doing, because very clearly he is not rank 11. Bradley Hill is rank 74, it says here. So I don't know what the rank is doing all that much, but nonetheless, we go with Carl Amon. He's the best performer on the team so far, so I'm going to use him again. I think he's in the best position to repeat. But of course, future, we can't use Bailey Smith. He did amazing in his first game, but can't use him because he's not playing. And I've got Noah Anderson in because he's going to get me double points, which is very nice. Now, as you can see here, it mentions that you must choose a maximum, or you can choose a maximum, sorry, you don't have to choose, but you can choose a max 3 Team Star Powers players for each round, and you must save your weekly selections to enter it. So you can see here, it says weekly selection saved. However, I do want to mention a little bit on top of that. The weird thing about this weekly selection and saving all this stuff is that once you press save, it doesn't give you the option to save again if you make any changes. So I'm really interested to see this round what that exactly means, because this was not the team that I had when I pressed save. However, I'm hoping what it means is that it saves up until the round begins. So it kind of just enters. It's kind of just like an enter button rather than a save button. So if you press it, you're entered in for the week. If you don't press it, you're not entered in for the week. So if people forget to do so, they're not entered into the competition. But nonetheless, I've got myself here saved. Hopefully, this is the team that it brings into the round. But nonetheless, there's not much I can really do from here. This has kind of got to be what I've got. I can't change from here, but we'll see what happens nonetheless. Really, really exciting start to the year for Star Powers. We go over to top team. Now, top team's a little interesting. You can see here, I've got my mids, my backs, my ruck, and my forwards. The basic, as we saw with top 4 and top 18 for top team last year. It's pretty much all the same thing except with silver cards rather than gold cards, as there are no gold cards this year. But you can see here, it's pretty limited. I checked my players and I've got a lot of different teams here and there, but not the full lineup, which I guess is the negative of starting the team coach season. But then again, a lot of people will be in the same boat. It'll be the ones who probably paid some money and have a lot of the codes, who probably have the biggest advantage to start the season, and will probably end up getting a prize code, which it does suck. We'll keep it moving, we'll keep doing our thing. Once everyone starts to find their cards, everyone will be alright. But I'm interested to see, especially for Star Powers, because they've got Neon Star Powers, so I don't know what they're going to do with those. I don't know whether they're going to make Neon Star Powers triple, or whether they're going to keep them at double. I hope they keep them at double, because I don't want certain players to be 3 times as many points. It'll just make it ridiculous. It'd mean if you have that card, you basically win the week every week. So double, I think, makes the most sense, and having 3 of them helps most people. We got ourselves the top team though. I have gone with this for the moment. However, as you can see, it says here weekly selection save. Same goes with the first one with Star Powers. I'm hoping that I can change this up. If we go down to forwards here, a lot of people here, like Aaron Norton, wouldn't be a bad choice. I think Aaron Norton would be a better choice than Bontempelli. I think he played better last night. No, just kidding. I actually have no idea what I'm talking about. What I meant to say was Adam Treloar did better. I don't think Adam Treloar is a forward line. I got Aaron Norton and Adam Treloar messed up. They're both A's, alright, leave me alone. But I'm sticking with my Christian Petracca. I still think he's going to have an outstanding season. I have almost slept on him most of the season, and I do think he's going to be a big Brownlow favorite this year. A lot of people have said the likes of Bonds, Wines will do it again, Parrish and all that, but right now my front runners are Cripps and Petracca. Those 2 are my front runners. I think one of those 2 will do it. Walsh obviously being out and will be coming back if he hasn't already. I didn't watch the game last night, unfortunately. I was a little busy, but I do think that Cripps and Walsh will eventually get in each other's way. So my tip right now is Petracca. I think Petracca is playing like a outright superstar, like the Dusty kind. I think there's a good chance, not that he's going to be a Dusty type, but he's got a premiership and a norm to his name now. There's a chance he can go absolutely crazy this year and pick up a Brownlow too, but he's my pick for this coming week. I think he's going to keep up the performance. Rucks are always interesting, because really it's the Rucks who are most likely to get the hit outs. You can see here, Grundy had 37. He only had 17 disposals and 2 marks, but the 37 hit outs got him in rank 1 for the week. We've got here Maxwell with 34, and he finished 4. Matt Flynn with 30, but then we go here to Timmy English, who had 18. It was just because of his disposals and marks that kept him up there. You can see, though, a lot of different players did not play, and we could see some changes, especially with Sean Darcy. Sean Darcy has been noted to be a big possession getter, so he could get himself up there, but so far, I'm sticking with Grundy, and probably even Gorn at some point in the year, dependent on matchups and who they're playing. But Grundy, I've got for the moment. May change it up before the season starts tonight, just because he gets a lot of hit-outs. He gets a lot of hit-outs, and every now and then gets himself some possessions. So, Grundy looking like the big one so far, and I'll change Norton back up to Bontempelli, maybe? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It may be Degoe. It's up to really whoever I think fits the matchup better. Whether Bontempelli play well or Degoe maybe gets a go. I'm not too sure. I don't even know if Degoe's playing. I can't remember. I am so, not prepared for this round, and we've only got 5 hours left. So, that's my top 4. But the top 18 still needs a bit of work. Still needs a few change-ups here and there, like Bailey Smith. He's not going to be in there, obviously. But we've got people like Tom Hawkins, Zach Bailey. Probably going to get myself a bit of Tom Hawkins, probably. We'll go Tom Hawkins. Maybe just because tonight's a big matchup, it may not be a good idea. But I like my chances with Tom. He's got a big leadership role within the team. He does get possessions every now and then, and he usually plays a fairly solid performance every single night, day in, day out. So, Tom Hawkins, I think, is a good choice. And we got the likes of Dylan Moore, who's really just kind of a throw-in. I'm not too sure what to do with him. Zach Bailey may not be a bad choice either. He can get himself on the ball. You can see there, those 23 possessions could go higher tonight. Not too sure, so I'll chuck Zach Bailey in there. Obviously, this will all get better and things will change as the night goes on. But hopefully with some extra codes that I get from my box break, my double box break after this video, those extra codes will help make my choices a little bit easier. But we've got Chalor in there. I believe this is Tom Green. For some reason, the top team always has this, like just one that doesn't have a picture. But Tom Green is this one. He's playing out of his skin to start the season off. Jack McRae is always reliable, and same goes with Clayton Oliver. Now, backline is a little interesting. I'm not sure whether to keep Caleb Daniel in there. There's a few names that I'm not confident with. Jeremy Howe, I don't know how he's going to do. You see what I did there? James Sicily is coming back off a year off, so he may still be kind of quiet and getting back into his role. Angus Brayshaw in his first week was a little bit quiet, but I'm a bit more confident in him than these top two here. Daniel already played, and I can't remember how he did. Yeah, Caleb Daniel had 25 possessions and 2 marks, which gives him 56 points, and is not what I am looking for, so I'm going to probably switch him up. Someone who looks like he can get himself more on the ball, maybe a weaker team that needs their backline a bit more. I'm not too sure. You know what? I'm going to back Hayden Young. I went to school with Hayden Young, and his brother Lockie, who plays for North Melbourne. So I'm going to stick with Hayden. He looks like he's about to burst out on the scene as well, much like Tom DeConing did for Carlton. He was a very young player who's been finding his role and has become a lot more of a permanent ruckman for him. So I think that's what Hayden Young's going to be to Fremantle's backline. And it's going to be interesting what this team does. But yeah, as per usual, weekly selection saved. I'm going to need to save that for this video and press save right as the week is done and be confident with my choice. But this is what I've got going for the moment. Tom Green here, if you don't remember. It's a bit rough. I'm not expecting to get any top 10s this week. I really not any top 20s or anything like that. It's going to be a really, really rough one. I'd imagine we get some pretty high rankings, but nonetheless, I'm working with this and we'll see what happens. Few things definitely will be changed next week, and there probably will be some things changed up tonight, because I'm not at all confident in this team getting me any prize cards, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, it's the first week. You're kind of feeling things out, see how people are doing. So we'll use that and see what we will do. Anyways, let's get to our team coach tips. I've already done a bit of a rough one that hasn't been saved. Thankfully, I didn't press save on this one, but it's a little bit interesting now. I'm pretty sure I picked the Dogs here. Oh no, I think I may have pressed Carlton. I'm honestly not sure. Either way, we know how that went. Sydney versus Geelong. I said to myself Sydney because I've got Luke Parker and Isaac Heaney in my team. So I'm like, if I'm going to be confident with those two, I may as well be confident with Sydney as well. Because obviously Geelong are going to be heavy trying to stop Lance Franklin, I'd imagine at the very least. I think if I was Geelong, I'd be smart and kind of, play my normal game plan. But obviously, you don't want to be the team that gives up a player's 1,000th goal. And so Geelong may be second-guessing themselves, over-committing almost to Buddy, as he only needs 4 more to hit 1,000. And that's where Heaney and Parker come in and help that out. But we've got ourselves next Collingwood and Adelaide. Do I go with the confidence of Collingwood and stick with them? Or do I go over to Adelaide and pick on their rise? I'm not sure. Adelaide is really hard to gauge because they lost by a point to Fremantle, and Fremantle looked really, really good in the preseason, but kind of average in the game in the first round. So I'm not sure where to go from there. It's at the MCG, so I'm going to back Collingwood for Scory. I'm doing that for Scory. I hope you enjoy that. But next one, we go Essendon versus Brisbane. I think I'm confident in picking Brisbane. I know that it's down in Melbourne, I believe. It is at Marvel Stadium, so I'm going to go with Brisbane still. But I think Essendon are going to make it a little closer than usual. Nonetheless, we go over to Port Adelaide versus Hawthorn. I'm going to go with Port. It's at Port Adelaide. And the Hawthorn, they were pretty close with us, and we don't look all that good this year. We still have a lot. Oh, man, I hate thinking about North Melbourne, because we still got so much to work on, off of the game against Hawthorn. Oh, so frustrating watching my team that day, but nonetheless, we keep it moving. We go to Gold Coast vs Melbourne. I'm still pretty confident going Melbourne, even though it is at Gold Coast. Melbourne are just a level above, and although Gold Coast looked pretty strong against West Coast, I don't think West Coast are as good as we have come to know them, especially since their premiership year, which is unfortunate because I really liked those Eagles of 2019. No, it wasn't 2019. It was 2018, wasn't it? The one that they beat Collingwood in. I'm pretty sure it was 2018. Nonetheless, it's been a long time since that team was in front of us, and I have to stick with North. I'm going to see the game. I have to stick with North. I have to do it. Pick the underdog, and a lot of people may not agree that they're the underdog. A lot of people have been bashing West Coast. I don't know if they're that bad, but they're not very good. I don't see them making the top 8 this year at least. But we move on to Richmond versus GWS. This could be interesting because they're without Dusty once again for personal reasons. I believe I know what it is, but I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's just a very tough situation, it looks like, for Dusty, and I feel bad for him. But in terms of the game, GWS versus Richmond, 2 pretty decent sides. A lot of people have been bashing Tigers, but again, I think that's because they've been on top for so long. People want to see the Tigers kind of do a bit of struggling. So I'm going to pick Richmond. It's at the MCG, so you don't know what'll happen. But GWS could just as easily take that from them. And then the final one for the week, Fremantle versus St Kilda. I am going to go with Fremantle. I'm on the Fremantle train. The Saints didn't look too strong in their first round matchup, but I think that could just purely be down to the Shakes not being ready for the game. Who knows? But I am sticking with Fremantle here. I think they're going to do it. I think they're stronger than they're leading on. I think they are. So we'll stick with Fremantle, and I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to save. Your tips saved successfully. Good luck. Thank you. And we go right back to the start here. That is it for the preview. I hope you guys, if you are new to the channel, enjoyed that. Gives you an idea for what we do here at the Northy AFL. If you haven't already noticed that, my name tag is now Northy AFL rather than my old Xbox gamer tag. It is Northy AFL. So if you see that on the leaderboards, you know who it is. I don't imagine I'll be on the leaderboards, but nonetheless, I'm right there just in case anything goes well. So nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys do the best you can for your Team Coach week. A lot of messages and all that regarding Team Coach from you guys over the last week or so, as we finally get set for a beautiful start to the season. I can't wait to see how we do. I'm going to try and get as many prize cards as possible, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are very close to 400 at the time of recording this, which is nuts. It is nuts thinking about that. It's been a month since we hit 300, and we're almost at 400 now. It's the Team Coach, man. It's the Team Coach season. Gets everyone excited. But nonetheless, I appreciate everyone who's joined on, and hopefully you enjoy this series. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.